everyone, welcome to the next video. As you probably noticed, if you've been watching our channel, we have a ORE winch bumper with the DRLs. So this winch bumper has this winch. It's a T1000-145 severe duty winch, so it's one of the Warriors. We've done a lot of research, it is good, a lot of people have it, and we can't wait to get it fitted. We've gone on a big trip, so hopefully we can get it all sorted before then. We'll bring you along on the videos to show you how we do it and hopefully test it out in the coming weeks.
So we've got the winch out and boxed. We've gone for the synthetic rope. We didn't want to go for the steel purely because they normally go a bit rusty and manky looking. These will just last a bit longer. It's the 12-volt one. It comes with the cables attached, but when we've ordered it from RE, you get the extended cables because it doesn't reach into the battery in the passenger footwell on the Defenders. Comes with the front Warrior bit, which should make the front end look a lot cooler. Got a wireless remote here, a plug-in remote as well, fitting bolts, so you 4 bolts that bolt the winch to the bumper, and then you 2 at the front to bolt this front plate on, and that's pretty much it. So we'll get that fitted on now and then do the wiring as well if we have time.
Okay everybody, so we're just about to put the winch on, and then we realised we needed to change it to the extended battery cables. So in order to do this, you need to take out these screws, which are along the bottom here, all across these countersunk holes, and then you need to take off this plate, which is the plate that holds it on the actual body of the winch itself, which are 2 cap heads. So after you've done that, you need to take out the red, which is 1 bolt, a nut, sorry, with a washer, and then it'll have a flat washer on the side of the terminal using a 14mm. So after you've done that, you need to be careful because it's gonna maybe roll your old heat shrink out of the old cable. So I poked the grommet through to get the cable out, and the terminal will go through the hole, and then rolled the grommet off the old cable. Obviously be careful when you're doing this because you want that for the new one that you're putting on, the extended one. So once you've done that, get a bit of fairy, just lubricate the inside of the grommet so that you can get it on the cable nice and smooth, and then push it through like we've done, pull it all through, and then what we're going to do is we're going to push that through there so that it sits flat like all the other ones, and then bolt it back together. So that's the red one. I'll show you how to do the black one in a moment. So we've got the grommet back in now, which is nice and flat, as you can see here. One thing I didn't mention is you will have this sleeving like this cable. This is purely so that it stops things from touching when it's moving about, I would assume. So make sure you put this back on, very important. So you want to slide that on there. Come on, little wiggler. There we go, nice and simple. Make sure you have all these on, like so. And then you want to put your flat washer, spring washer, and your nut back on there. And do her up so she's all nice and tight.
Alright, then for the bottom earth, it's just the 13 spanner, got a socket, undo that and put that straight on. Nice and simple. So now I can put it back on again and start looking at running the wires through the engine bay. Right, got the winch on, bolted on. I've set it just the 2 bolts there for the front face plate, and then 4 bolts underneath. You have to put the nuts in a little slot on the winch, and then you just got your 4 bolts with a washer and a spring washer on. So that's in there now, nice and solid. Makes the front end, obviously without the cables there, look proper cool now. So you just gotta start routing the cables underneath through to the passenger side, get through the firewall or underneath maybe, and then into the battery box. I'm not sure where we're gonna run the wires yet, but obviously we've got a metre or so there, and then we've got sent the extra lengths as well, so we can route it up into the battery box, which is obviously under the passenger seat.
So now that we had the winch fitted and all the cables were feeded through, we put some black conduit sort of stuff. It was just thick enough. So this is 20mm, I think. I filed the edges of the terminals so that they would push through a bit easier. So I got a bit of string, fed that through the cut bit, so I measured it first, and then pulled the battery cables through, and then re-fed them through where I wanted them to go. So they're all cable tied away from the exhaust. So you want to make sure that you don't have any heat next to them, any corners that they're not going to rub. Excuse me. And we have put them into the battery box, and we will be connecting them up another day because they have. I want to put it on a isolator switch, just for safety reasons and obviously security as well. So going to do that another day. So we've got all the battery cables in. That's what it looks like currently. Looks lovely. We have got the shackle. We've cable tied it on for now, because we've got a shackle to go through here, but it's not with us. So we've just cable tied that to get us home, and then we have the shackle in the box with all the bits, which is here. This black shackle. So when we've got that on, then we'll shackle it on like normal. But yeah, winch is done. It's all on, and then we'll obviously in the next part of the video you'll see us doing the isolator switch and hopefully trialing it out. So look forward to that whenever we get round to it. Hopefully before we go away, but you'll see in the video at the end of this. But we're not doing it today, so yeah, you'll have a bit of a jump to a next day. So yeah, cool, looks good. Okay, so coming back to the wiring for the winch, we didn't get everything done on the day, obviously, because I'm here now, but we ended up going to Tristan's work to do the wiring because it was a day before we were leaving for our Europe trip, and it was all a big, oh, let's get it done. It might, go over there for 20 minutes, sort it out, it'll be fine. So yeah, ended up being a bit of a rush, but we sorted it. So we went over there. We had already wired the positive and the negative into the battery box, obviously taped the end so it didn't touch any of the battery cables whilst we were driving along. So let me just show you. So I've got the, if you've watched our previous videos, the black conduit stuff that I mentioned in the previous videos. I put them through this big hole in the side, just here. So, nice and not going to rub on the metal there. So we've got both both wires. We've got one to the negative and one looping round the back there into the positive on the side, connected up to all of the gubbins in there. So we ended up changing what we were originally planning to do. So we were going to put an inline fuse into the mix as like an extra safety, as I showed you in the previous video when I was going to wire it in. But when we got to Tristan's work, we didn't bolt it on here, thankfully, because there would have been more holes, but we had the cable long enough so that we could have the fuse inline and then back round onto the positive. So we had everything in. Went to try and use the winch with the wireless button, which we've got in the console. Turned it on, went to go, and it blew the fuse straight away. So I was going, well, something's a problem, or the fuse isn't correct, or anything like that. So I checked all the fuses. The fuse was the right ampage, all that sort of stuff. And I said, you know, we ended up ruling the fuse out because of the surge of power that the winch takes when you turn it on. So we decided not to do the fuse because it's fused anyway. But you know, it's just like an extra safety there, and obviously we have got the switch wired in on the front there, so it goes from the winch to the master switch on the side there, and then the other side of the switch is another positive straight to the battery. So yeah, and then another quick tip is that if you're going to turn your winch on, which is the reason I freaked out when we were wiring it in, is that don't do the nollie switch slowly, because it makes it spark a lot and it's a bit scary. But yeah, nice and quick, turn it on, power surges to the front, all sorted, and it works nice and good. So yeah, a bit of a fact part there, but apart from that, it all works. Everything's nice and tidy. It's all cable tied away from the exhaust, and yeah, it's all good. So thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Sorry if it's dark. Comment if you think we could have done it better, like normal. Probably there are other ways, nice tidier ways maybe, but for us it does the job. Yeah, let us know. Thanks, see you in the next video.